skills SEO. So I bet you already know what an applicant tracking system is. Most people who are on the call would probably know that today, because if you're on social media and like following any coach or professional training influencers, everyone's talking about this. Recruiters are talking about it. If you're on LinkedIn, people are talking about it. But I do want to provide understanding for everyone so that they are up to speed and also utilize it to their advantage. So this is something that is completely new game changer for how we get seen and how we market ourselves. So you are the CEO of your own company. Everyone who is on the call, you're the CEO of your own company. You have to do your marketing. You have to do your branding and promotion. It starts here. And we're going to teach you the inside trade secrets as to how to go about doing it. The first and foremost is applicant tracking system is a piece of software that digests resumes and other applications that come in. And what it's going to do is it has a set of keywords that it's scanning for different job openings within the company, and it's checking if your document has it. Make sure that those keywords that you use are not jargon specific to your company, but more industry standard. And we're going to actually go through an example today. Why we look at skills SEO, we want to be comprehensive. Maybe you already do this, but I want to make sure that everyone gets covered. Your skills are not just technical. Technical is perhaps one of the most important skills that you have if you're an engineer. Even if you're in management, director, VP level, you still need to have a lot of those technical skills, but then there are other categories. So for everyone, here are the categories. You have technical, you also have business, leadership and influence, organizational. What I mean by that is, how do you structure things? How do you operate? How do you store your information? Things like that. How organized you are. Time management is a separate thing, and we want to give weight for that. Decision making and sustainability. We could include sustainability and scalability, but if you scale, you can actually sustain yourself. So I've just put that one word here. Okay.
Decision making is very important, especially as you go, higher up to director level. They are looking for people who are good at decision making, who are like I've been through interviews where they will say, okay, how do you make decisions, and are you quick to make decisions? Are you a doer? And the higher you get, they want more doers versus thinkers, or a balance.
Oh my goodness, you hit the nail on the head right there. There's so many candidates who believe as they go up, they're thinkers because they have already had their battle scars, or they're thinkers because they have their battle scars. No, you got to do. And we're seeing that right now with sadly, with a lot of layoffs, a lot of thinkers are probably being let go. Some of them are perhaps doers too, but you got to appear more of a doer than a thinker, if that makes sense. I highly recommend, and this is where you're not building a resume periodically, you're building a resume periodically and you're customizing it for every job role that you do. And we're going to help people understand how this can be done in an effective way. So the way I like to do it is, you have a set of You can't have like a basket of skills that you always have across those categories. But based on the job description, hunt for those skills that are distributed in that job description and see if it exists, good. If it doesn't exist in your profile, add them. And thanks to you, Fiza, we're going to show them how to leverage LinkedIn to do that as well. Alrighty. So with that being said, I'm going to switch to a LinkedIn demo and share my screen here. And we're going to have a separate podcast on how do you update LinkedIn, how do you stylize it and things like that. But I want to bring your attention to the bottom of your homepage, your LinkedIn homepage. And so you have skills here. LinkedIn allows you, as of today, 50 skills that you can add to your profile. So going back to how do we make sure that these are ATS compatible? Think of it like any other standardization model. What appears in LinkedIn also happens to appear in most, if not all, ATS applicant tracking systems. So for example, let's click on skills. And one of them that I would like to start off with is CRM. So let's give it a few seconds. It's loading. Okay, so let us type in CRM and it lists options for you to select from. So not only in LinkedIn, but come here to find what are those standard skills, definitions, terminologies, make a note of it, and then put it into your resume. So you have a higher chance of it aligning with applicant tracking systems that digest your resume. So for example, I would actually put the whole thing, customer relationship management, CRM, or if it happens to be Salesforce, then salesforce.com, Oracle CRM, depends on what you have your experience with and what they're looking for. So this is how you would come in and find it. Let's look at budget. For example, if you are in business development or more on the logistics side of things, budgeting, budget monitoring, budget management. So it really depends on both what you have done in the past, or if that skill exists in the job description of the company that you're applying to, you want to appropriately select the right skill. So across all the categories, come here and select your skills. Let's say React, all you software folks. So React.js, React Native. These are some of the React terminologies that LinkedIn is showing. That's what most ATSs would also accept as well. So you might want to make sure that you are compatible with that. So this is one. All right. So this was the LinkedIn demo as to how you would go about identifying up to 50 skills that you can add in LinkedIn. Now, an executive recruiter friend of mine gave me an insight and an advice that I want to share with everyone today. You can identify and include your skills in the skills section of LinkedIn. Refrain from adding the skills across every single work experience that you have. And these are the two reasons why. The first reason, it may be subjective. Most recruiters, especially senior recruiters, are able to identify seasoned professionals who do not put their skills across every single work experience versus those who are not very seasoned. So limit your skills to the skills section. It does not need to appear as a separate item in the work experience.
LinkedIn will prompt you to do this.
It does. Yep, you're right. LinkedIn does prompt you to do it, but it does not help. The second reason to me makes more sense. If, for example, I had skills listed across each of these work experience, it takes up real estate. People have to scroll more. Naturally, people are not going to scroll more than 2 times on a page. So you just lose out on attention span if you include. The skills SEO is really needed for ATS, or like I mentioned, when you write your work experience, like each bullet point, you start with the outcomes with action verbs, and then you talk about what skills were used in accomplishing it. That does not take unnecessary real estate. Alright, I do want to show another trick, and thank you Zaha for teaching me this. So in your profile, once you have it ready, you have your skills and you have a job that you want to apply to. Come here and click more and then click build resume. Create from profile. I'm giving an example of a career coach that is me because I've done this before. We're not doing this to create our resume. We're doing this for the next step that I'm going to standard title. We're doing this mainly to find this insights that show up on the right hand side. So based on where I'm applying to and what role I'm applying to, before creating the resume, LinkedIn is showing that these items right here that are found in my resume match with what recruiters, hiring managers, and opportunities are looking for. The suggested keywords are absent in my profile. For instance, you're looking for Director of Cloud Computing. You can type that here instead and it'll actually give you suggested keywords. This is also another way to make sure that you are aligned with what the industry is looking for and capturing those keywords so you're even more searchable.
I think this is really, really cool, especially if you have a career gap. It's a good way to sort of audit your resume.
Mm-hmm. Yep, exactly. I think you use a much more effective word. This is how you audit your resume. Alrighty, so we did the LinkedIn demo. We also had the special LinkedIn hack we shared with you guys. And I want to take you guys to the last part of today's talk, which is a resume template. You will get a link for downloading this resume template. So please use it. If you really want to have my resume as an example to see how it's worded, structured precisely with what I taught you guys, you can use that as well. Send your email to suraj@grownow.com and I'll be sure to share my resume with you. All right. 3 very important aspects that makes this template really useful. It is already ATS compatible. It is copy paste friendly. How many times that you have to go into these small boxes and paste, and the formatting is, even though it's a Word document, so the template that I'm going to share with you is copy paste friendly.
That's so cool. Very useful.
Nevertheless, it's really hard to hit 2 birds with 1 stone, but I think I figured it out. Not only is this machine friendly, this is also human eye optimized. Keeps it very clean, very simple, to the point, pivots on attention span, and gets you what you need.